cat, Rev.
Gotta represent.
Uh-oh. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to National Chumps Season 2, Episode number 13. James Franklin has been fired. It's over at Penn State for James Franklin.
The
Hey,
disrespect.
I
The
fucking said it
disrespect
last
to that
week.
man.
I fucking said it last week, okay? I said, how long until James Franklin's gone after losing to UCLA? Okay? Dunham, for a fact, said, I think he's got a while. I don't think he gets canned. Then they lose to Northwestern. They lose 2 big games in a row, and he's fucking gone. They don't care about James Franklin, Penn State anymore. Okay? I love that.
That is cutthroat front
It is.
office by Penn State. 1,000%. No matter what James Franklin has done in the big game, he had elevated that program to a level it hadn't seen since Joe Pa. Like that is some disrespect to fire him halfway through the year after you lose Drew Allard for the season 2. Like it's just double whammy, and Penn State is just not messing around. And now you have a huge job on the table. But if you're a coach, are you looking at that Penn State job, seeing how they handle this with Franklin and saying, why would I go there?
Yeah.
Hasn't been easy for DeBoer. It's never easy for anybody at one of these huge schools to keep their job. Like, where would you put Penn State on the Richter scale of the can I deal with the crap with all the results and success? And I know money talks, but you know, it's a big job.
100%. There's a lot of other schools in this same situation. Like they're one loss away. Like they're one big loss away from maybe canning their coach too. You know, 2 back-to-back big losses. There's Sarkisian. There's Napier. Okay, so what's to say that these other schools, these other offices, you know, don't do the same thing?
Yeah, I don't disagree. I could definitely see it happening. It looks like we lost Dunham here. I'm sure he'll be back. Um, because I mean, think about Billy Napier's situation. I mean, the Boo Birds have been calling since last year. He gets a win like here and there, but it's not a consistent thing. And
Lost against Texas A&M. That's a good. I mean, they beat Texas a week ago, but then again, they weren't ranked. They lost to another ranked team. You know, Napier and Lagway should be on the hot seat, in my personal opinion.
absolutely, I think Napier is probably gone as soon as he loses again.
I don't disagree. I think he should be. Sarkisian, another top 25 loss, should be gone. Okay.
Sarkisian's a little bit tougher for me because I still think that there's some talent there with Arch Manning, and if he gets him for another year, we know Sark can develop the quarterback. And you know, Arch's progression is looking like a freshman quarterback, but he's not a freshman. And I think that's also something that you have to think about too. Reminds me very similar of the JJ McCarthy situation happening in Minnesota right now. We know there's talent there. We trust the coach. You kind of just got to let it go at least to finish the year. I don't know what the benefit is from firing your coach halfway through the season, especially at Penn State. Like,
I don't disagree with that either. You know,
$48 million buyout too. Like they owe him a ton of money. So there must have been people calling from the rafters for like, if this was a process going on the last like 2-3 years, like if he does it again,
yeah.
if he does it again,
What? Yeah.
keep adding
What
money
was
to
it?
the pile.
What was the stat? Was he over against top 15 teams, or was it like one win total?
All I know is I don't really recall seeing that set, but we can look it up quickly. I got it. His record versus top 10 teams.
I
4 and
think it might have been
21.
over. Oh,
4
4
and
and 21.
21.
I mean,
That's bad.
It's bad because the hard part is James Franklin's had some damn good teams.
Really good teams. There's some teams that
Okay.
like all pro defensive players.
Specifically the last 4 years. Okay, the last 4 years, James Franklin has had maybe his best 4 teams that he has had at Penn State. You know, the fact that he hasn't been able to capitalize off of even a college football playoff run, you know, last year. Like maybe they kept the wrong quarterback this year, it looks like, because Pribula has been a smoking gun at Mizzou. They had a hard game this week, you know.
Yep.
They probably should have won. They had 2 big picks, and when you look at both of the picks, it was the exact same formation, the exact same play in both scenarios.
That's crazy.
And he made the wrong read in both. 2 picks. You're trying to get it to the streak. Should have thrown the out. That's 2 first downs, guaranteed first downs that he could have had. And with the amount of time they had left and where they were at on the field, if Bo Pribula makes that pass, Mizzou wins that game. But we're still talking about James Franklin. Did they keep the wrong QB? I think so. After seeing their performance this year.
Yeah, I mean, if you're putting them side by side, you obviously have to say that Pribula is finding a lot more success right now than he was with James Franklin at Mizzou.
Yeah.
Or was he just playing behind Aller, who was, 5-star coming out of high school, had all the hype, never really did anything that bad at Penn State to lose his job.
Right.
And then, coincidentally just gets hurt at the same time that James Franklin gets let go.
Yeah.
Like if you're a Penn State fan, which I know that we're really not, like we don't hate Penn State. Like we're kind of neutral, I'd say. But if you're a Penn State fan waking up, maybe catching the early window of football, all of a sudden comes across your feet, James Franklin has been fired. Because that's what we've been talking about the last 2 weeks as Penn State fans. You think they'll do it? You think they'll do it? And now they do it. If you're a Penn State fan, how would you feel?
If I'm a Penn State fan, I feel kind of in the middle. I feel a little relieved. I feel a little pissed off, honestly, because in the long run, who did they get? Who do they get to fill James Franklin's shoes?
Yeah, I mean,
because if we're thinking about who's going to fill those shoes, it's not looking too good, because every predominant coach in these big schools, in these big, the SEC, the Big 12, the Big 10, all these guys, they're succeeding, right?
Yeah.
Kurt Signetti, Brian Day, Dan Lanning, Kirby Smart, right? Hugh Freeze is doing pretty well. He's getting kind of fucked over right now by the refs in at least 2 games.
We'll get on Auburn here in a second.
But, who's going to take over? There's not a lot of people who are probably willing to take that Penn State job right now.
Yeah, I mean, because you got to even start looking at these teams that are like Clark Lee at Vanderbilt. Would he entertain Penn State? Like, look what he did with that program.
Shane Beamer, South Carolina, really excelling. They're playing a lot of close games. They're not in the top 25 right now, but they're playing teams in the SEC very, very close.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I think the guy at Virginia, they're having a good year. Are there teams in the Big Ten that are looking like Lincoln Riley? What if they call USC and say, "Hey, Lincoln, would you want to come to Penn State?"
Yeah,
leave USC. Like
I don't see that happening though.
I mean, I don't really either. I think you have to really, really want to be the coach at Penn State. Because I think any of these guys that are, like you said, being really successful right now, I don't think that they're going to leave their job for that one.
Yeah.
Unless it's Signetti. I could see Signetti going from Indiana to Penn State, but I don't know if he would.
I don't think he does either, just because, Indiana took a shot on him, and look where they're at right now. They're ranked 3 in the top 20, the top 25. He's kicking ass. He just beat a top 3 team He beat Oregon at Oregon. Okay. Like, why would Cignetti leave? He's building a phenomenal team down there. He had a great team last year, and he brings in Mendoza, the Mendoza brothers, and they're on a hot start. They've had a good start to the season, and hopefully they can continue going.
Yeah,
Indiana.
I mean, the best part for Indiana right now is if you look at their schedule, it looks pretty good the rest of the way. I know that
Yeah.
they have Maryland on the road, they play Purdue on the road, but they don't really have a lot. Like, they're kind of tough part of the schedule. Like, they got through it, and they're undefeated. I'm sure Cignetti was looking at this first part of the season and saying, "Hey, look, guys, if we can come away with this with just one loss, we're going to win out the rest of the year and we'll still be contending for a Big Ten title."
Yeah.
I think he just had those guys going from the get. They really wanted to just come after Oregon. Like, they put the pressure on him right away.
Yes, they
And
did.
like, I know Dunham would have some things to say if he was here right now. We promise
Yeah.
that he did not leave out of frustration. Hopefully he can get back in here by the time that we finish up. But so if we need to revisit Oregon, we will.
Yeah. No, honestly, it was a phenomenal game from a football standpoint. I know Dunham was pissed. He said it was an awful football game, both on the offensive and defensive fronts for both teams. But a 2020 game going into the last what was it, 8-9 minutes into the fourth quarter, that was
Yeah.
a phenomenal football game. Shout out to the true freshman, pick six in the fourth quarter. Like, that's what we love to see in college football season.
Yeah,
Right?
it's what it is. Like, it's crazy. Like, everybody and their mother was on Oregon. And
Yes.
just seeing the way that Indiana just stepped up and said, "No, start talking about us. This is the best team we've had in years."
It
Like,
is.
this is no longer a basketball school. It's a football school right now. Like, the people in Indiana just got to be super, super excited to see where
Oh
this
yeah.
program is at right now.
Hey, I just want to say one thing, finish up on the Indiana front. Okay. Google me. Okay. I fucking win wherever I'm at. Kurt Cignetti. Okay. I would love to see them continue this win streak. And I would love to see Indiana, even maybe get a first round bye into the playoffs. Is that going to happen? Probably not.
No, but it is possible. I mean, you
It is
have
possible.
like right now it's looking like an Indiana Ohio State collision course for the Big Ten title, and whoever wins that game. Actually,
Yes.
if they're both undefeated at that game, I think they both get a bye because it doesn't have to go by the conference leaders anymore, right?
Yep.
Conference
No,
champs get the automatic, but they can
but
still rank it out from the top four projections. And I think if Indiana and Ohio State are undefeated at the end of the year, whoever, even if they both, no matter who wins or loses that game, whoever gets it is the one, and the other one's probably the 3 or the 4.
yeah.
Especially if it's a good game.
Yeah. Wouldn't hate seeing that happen. So, let's stop talking about Oregon, Indiana, or what was another like key game that you saw this weekend you want to talk about?
I think I watched a lot of Michigan, USC last night. Michigan's offense had just some flashes in the pan where Bryce Underwood looks like the real deal, and then they had some just freshman moments. And I just think for the moment that's kind of what they're going to be.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're going to be in contention for a playoff this year.
Sad. Yeah.
USC could get hot. I think they have an electric offense. And if their defense can play that well, granted, it is Michigan, who's not known for having a high-powered offense. But they played well enough to win, and not just win. They honestly kind of dominated. So,
especially that second half, it was a little closer in the first half, but second half USC Maiyava just got after it. What was the
yeah,
final
no
score?
doubt.
31-14?
Yeah, 31-13.
Oh, 13.
31-13. And
Yep.
Justice Haynes left the game. He was in and out. He wasn't 100%, but I don't know if he's that much. He gives you the explosive plays, so maybe make it a 2-score game instead of a 3-score game by the end of it.
Yeah.
And then I was impressed with the way that Mizzou played. I think Alabama beat a good Mizzou team on the
Yeah.
road. I think that's a bigger win for Alabama than it is on Mizzou for not winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I think, like, honestly, I think America was watching SEC football last night. There were 3 huge games last night. I know, sadly, Dunham's not here. He'd probably be like, "Blah, blah, 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 you fucking SEC football, god awful." Like,
Well,
no,
have your
it
moment.
was
Let's talk about the SEC.
it was
Let's give some
fucking
positive lights here.
pure. Okay. Bama 27-24. Okay.
Great
Ty
game.
Simpson had a phenomenal game again. The Alabama defense did not. Okay. But also on the opposite end, Bo Pribula played his ass off. Hardy played his ass off. Okay. So you can't really knock the Alabama defense too much because those are 2 huge key players for the Tigers. Okay.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
Mizzou. And they showed it. Like, again, Hardy, yards after contact was insane last night. Bo Pribula, he's making phenomenal passes. I'm telling you, those 2 passes that he threw picks on in the same scenario. Yeah, I think it was right before, like, 2 minutes in the second quarter, and then with like a minute and 15 seconds in the fourth quarter. Those 2 picks that he threw in the same scenario. Okay, that's on him.
Yeah.
But they played a phenomenal game. They were so close to beating Alabama. I'm still Roll Tide, even though I'm a BYU fan. I know you see that. You see it? The Heisman. Okay.
Baby.
Ty Detmer. All right. We'll talk about BYU later. Getting in the top 15. We love it. But we're on the SEC right now. Okay. Alabama makes it through Mizzou. Let's shift a little bit. Go LSU, South Carolina.
Yeah, just wanted to say one more thing on that Alabama game. It was true to see that Mizzou has to play a perfect game still to beat a team like Alabama. And
Yeah.
Alabama didn't have to play their best game and still found a way to win on the
Yep.
road too.
On the
So
road.
I think people have been sleeping on Alabama might have seen that.
Since week
If
1.
they see that, yeah.
Since week 1, Ty Simpson, 80% QBR. Okay, since week 1, he's been a dog. His completion ratings have been phenomenal. Okay, he's been at least 80% plus passing. Like, you got to quit knocking the guy. Okay, 1 loss to Florida State, week 1, first game starting. Like, wash it off. Okay, look where they're at now.
Yeah, and I think you just got to go with the eye test right now. Alabama's one of the best teams in college football.
I honestly think they should be top 5.
I think they should be too at this point. Yes, was the Florida State loss a bad loss? For sure. But now they've beaten really quality opponents and they look good doing it. They don't always look great.
Yes.
But when Alabama's on,
Yes.
they're hard to beat. And Ty Simpson has that offense. I think he's playing more of like Mac Jones style football, just distribute it, just get it out, play the quick game. And it's looking like Alabama again right now to be a contender.
Is. And you know what? Because Dunham's not fucking here, I'm going to say it. Good on Kalen DeBoer. Okay?
Yes.
People were fucking wanting him gone. The people,
not just gone. They wanted him off the
people
planet.
of Tuscaloosa were cutthroat. Okay? They wanted to buy him. They wanted to buy him fucking freaking out. Okay? They, like, I saw a news clip from some lady in Alabama. I was like, you know what? If I won the Powerball, I'd pay out Kalen DeBoer right now. Okay.
Pretty good impression.
I bet you that lady's like, I love Kaylin DeBoer. Okay, she's probably squinting. She's probably smiling at every picture of DeBoer. Okay, because we're back in the top 10. All right, but irrelevant. Let's talk about some other things going on in the SEC because it was a great weekend for football, and
Yeah, you
it was
you were
mainly
talking
SEC.
LSU. You were talking LSU, South Carolina before I
LSU,
gave that
South
tidbit.
Carolina. It was a really close game
It was
after
an odd
halftime.
game. It was
It
an
was an
odd
odd
game to
game.
me.
It was
Like,
a defensive game.
yeah, it
Okay,
was.
because
Yes, it was
why?
SEC
The offenses weren't aligning.
because they're
Okay,
not. Those aren't the greatest offenses in the world.
they
You
aren't.
know, like
They are not.
you got Nussmeier, who has kind of been a bust this year. You have Sellers, he's obviously playing hurt, man. Like you get like
It looks like it. It looks like it.
he's been hurt. It it sucks because Sellers is a stud. I think he's a great quarterback. I think what South Carolina had last year, maybe I just don't think they replenished enough to try to get him back into that top 15 position. But anyways, it is what it is. It was
I
just
mean,
like good SEC defensive football. LSU maybe just can't play under the lights or just can't play at all. Like they're
yeah.
playing so game manager. There's nothing explosive about them right now. It's just their defense is good. Their defense is good.
Their defense is solid, but at the same time, like Lenora Sellers is a fucking running back.
Yeah.
Okay, like South Carolina needs a quarterback, and Lenora Sellers is not that. He's trying to be a Louisville Lamar Jackson,
Well,
and
Virginia Tech, Michael Vick, yeah.
you are not in the league for that, right? This is the SEC. You've got Weeks, right? Guy running a freaking 4.5 40 that is gonna hawk you down. He's keying you every single down, right? And they've got four linebackers. That's the whole SEC. They've got every SEC defense minus maybe even Kentucky, right? They play certain teams better, right? They played Georgia. Georgia kind of got after him in the second quarter, but these SEC defenses are different.
Yeah, they look good.
And then let's talk about the last SEC game. Well, second to last SEC game, because there's another SEC game that I'm looking at that was pretty solid. Let's talk about Tennessee and Arkansas real quick. How did you feel about that game?
Didn't watch a lot of it. I know that it was kind of back and forth. I had Tennessee's point total over 41.5 on my play sheet yesterday. Didn't hit. But I'll be honest with you, I wasn't able to watch it too closely, so I don't really want to speak too much on that. I know Tennessee got the dub against an Arkansas team that might be playing a little inspired football. I don't know. Sometimes when your coach gets fired, it's like, yeah, it was that guy's fucking fault. Let's power on. Let's go win this shit
Yeah,
now.
especially like a coach that you could rally behind with Bobby Petrino, right? Which is what they're doing right now. Bobby Petrino at Arkansas, getting those guys inspired again. Tennessee kind of hurt. Their I don't remember if it was their running back or their starting wide receiver. They got hurt last
Yeah.
night, but he was out second half. It looked like Joey Aguilar also got hurt for a little bit. So that
I would
might be
shake things
why
up for sure.
Tennessee kind of had a little tougher time in the second half, like trying to run away with it like they usually do. But props to Arkansas, right? We've been talking the last few weeks about how Arkansas's defense is butt and how they're struggling,
Mhm.
but their offense kind of prevailed. Like it was a 3-point game. It was a 34-31 game. I don't really know much about Arkansas's offense, but shout out to their OC. That guy did really fucking well.
Yeah.
And now that I'm looking at it, like we haven't even talked about OU in Texas yet. Like the SEC, See, I don't understand Dunham. Like, what the fuck does the Big Ten have?
Okay,
There was
but
there was
let's
Indi-
not go.
there
Let's not
no
go
no
that
no
far.
there was
Let's
there
not
was
go that
Indiana
far.
and Oregon. That was the only good game. Ohio State's gonna hammer anybody that they play right now. Okay, what did Michigan have?
13.
A loss. Okay,
Well,
that's
they
all that
played
matters.
USC. USC's also in the Big Ten. It's a matchup.
Okay.
Okay.
Good for USC. They're not even in the top 25 last week or this week. Okay. We're talking OU Texas. Let's
Okay.
talk about it.
Texas also is in top 25.
They are now, as of right now.
They are? Well,
Yep.
okay. Sorry,
They're
I forget that the
They're
rankings came out.
21.
Okay, Oklahoma falling to 14 is fine with me. I don't think Oklahoma should be any lower than that. I think that's a good spot for them. I had an OU fan text me last night and said, Rev, where do you think they're going to end up? And my gut reaction told me they're going to fall all the way to the 20s. But I also said after that, it depends on how the committee feels about Texas. And it seems like everybody's feeling good about Texas because they went from unranked and went all the way up to 21, which I think was a little aggressive.
I think so too. Who does Texas have next week? I'm looking.
Okay.
Texas has Kentucky next week, and then Mississippi State. So because of where they started at number 1, okay, Texas is gonna have at least one easy win. I think Mississippi State should be in the top 25.
Are they playing in Starkville or is that in Austin?
In Starkville.
Yeah,
So
that's
gonna be a tough one. But on the OU and Texas topic, Mateer not ready to play football.
No.
Like,
and there's parts of that. There's parts of that I respect out of him. I understand.
Trying to show
young
some
man, you want to go win a game, but coach should see that. I also think they were just, man, he looked so bad. Just wasn't ready.
Especially in the second half, right? And the injury, in my opinion, showed in the second half. Not a lot of completed passes. Arch took what he could get and took over the game. You know,
it was like 166 and a touchdown. Arch didn't do anything that great.
Exactly. Right? It sounds like I know we're not an NFL podcast, but it sounds like fucking Arch Manning is like Bo Nix right now. Okay? We're doing enough to get pie, but like he's not good. And I saw a snippet of post game with Sark sitting next to Manning and was like, we win, it's on Arch. We lose, it's on Arch. And I mean, it is. He's a fucking star of the team. Everybody's eyes are on Arch Manning. Okay. And you're a freshman or you're starting your first season as a quarterback.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. You're supposed to be the best, right? You got ranked in the top 5 out of the top 100 kids in college football.
Yeah, it's
right. You're supposed to be the best quarterback this year. Okay. And there's 15 other kids that are doing better than you. Honestly,
it's crazy to think about. Like right now, I think the best quarterback play is probably coming out of Alabama.
I would agree.
I think he's playing
top 2, top 3. I would say Carson Beck.
There's Carson Beck
is not the top quarterback.
Also, SEC product though.
Also,
I know that we don't get a lot of chance to say our piece about the SEC without being dismantled here on this podcast.
And berated because somebody here hates the fucking SEC.
We'll take this opportunity to say this. The SEC is producing some of the top teams in college football consistently. Big Ten football, it's the difference right now with the Big Ten and I think of the SEC is just that the SEC has so many more teams that are of that more top 25 quality, right? Like if you take Michigan, like if you put the 5s against the 5s in the Big Ten and the SEC, you're taking the SEC one probably until I'd probably take the 5 over the 3 in the Big Ten.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the top 25 right now. 10 of the top 25 SEC.
Okay, and then how many Big Ten do we have? And I love the Big Ten. I'm an
1,
advocate.
2,
For me, I like Big Ten football. It's what I grew up watching in college
3,
football. It's good, tough, but the SEC is just so much more competitive now with OU and Texas in there.
4, 4, 5, 6, maybe.
6, 7? No.
Nah, yeah, 6, 7, maybe. But like, just the competition in general. Kids want to go play in the SEC. Okay. Yeah, Ohio State might get a few. Indiana might get a few. USC might get a few. But
Notre Dame,
they're independent. Doesn't fucking matter.
but they're a team that takes recruits away from these other programs. They still do it. They do it every year. And Notre Dame was another team yesterday. I think looked all right. And I think when they beat USC,
Yeah, they look all right in the
look
second
all right.
half. But they look all right in the second half. But first half, you're like, holy fuck! I should have been against this Notre Dame team every single game. If other teams could finish second halves, okay, Notre Dame wouldn't be in the top 25.
I mean, yes and no, but I think Notre Dame's really good at finishing a game too. And that's also a
They
strength.
are
Like,
good on them.
it's what happens when you have one of the best running backs in college football.
But at the
That's
same time,
like,
at the
look how they
same
can run the
time,
ball.
Rev, at the
They
same
run the
time,
ball
Rev,
so well.
if you are putting Notre Dame into a game with any of these top 15 teams, right,
Okay.
into the playoff, who are they beating? They're
I
not
think
beating Ohio State. They're not
I
beating
think
Miami. They're not beating Indiana. It'd probably be a close game. A&M, Ole Miss, Alabama, lost. Texas Tech, the way that they've been playing, lost. Oregon,
way.
lost. Georgia,
no
lost.
way.
LSU, lost. Tennessee,
They
probably
would
win.
they would not lose to LSU. That's bullshit. Notre Dame would beat LSU. Put them on the field right now. Notre
Okay,
Dame beats
LSU, Tennessee, win. Okay,
Yeah,
Georgia Tech,
they're a
it'd
playoff
probably
team.
be neck and neck.
Notre Dame is a playoff team.
Bull fucking shit.
There's no shot in hell you could say that. There's teams in front of them right now. Like, I'll make the bet today. Notre Dame makes the college football playoff. I'll make the bet right now. If they win out, or when they win out, because they're gonna beat USC, they're gonna beat everybody else on their schedule, which is, hit and miss. They lost 2 games at the beginning of the year by a combined total of 4 points to A&M and Miami, who are in the top 5. They gave them both great games. Notre Dame has come out and beat the brakes almost off of everybody that they've played. Does it come more in the second half? Yes.
Shake on it, because I could see them fucking losing to USC or Pitt.
Not scared of Pitt. USC.
Not scared of Pitt?
maybe.
Okay. USC, Jordan Mailata, that explosive ass offense. I could see them. They might lose another game. If they lose another game, they're out of the playoff for sure.
Well, yeah, but when you have to play every game like it's a playoff game to get in, you're gonna win every one of those games. They do it.
They don't play every
year.
game like it's a playoff win.
They win them
They
all.
play every
They get
second
it
half
done.
like a
They
playoff
do it
win. If they
every
get behind
year.
a team such as USC that has an explosive offense, okay, they are not winning.
Notre Dame has too good of a defense right now to let any of that happen either.
All right.
They're gonna be just fine.
I guess we'll see in the next. I
And
guess
if
we'll see next
Jeremiah
week.
Love can hang on to the football for an 8 to 9 minute drive in the third or fourth quarter, and you're up by a score, or you just keep that other team off the field, which Notre Dame is really good at doing, that's good football. And if they don't turn the ball over,
and you know what? I'll say it. They might lose to Navy.
Well, they could. They
could lose to Navy. Navy last 30 seconds this week, winning a game, going for 2. Okay.
If there's anything that we've learned this year is that anybody can lose on any given week. And it's a very wide open field right now. There's nobody outside of Ohio State that you could say Ohio State, Miami are the 2. And then there's about
Yeah.
10 to 12 teams in there. And I still think Notre Dame's in that conversation. Just like Alabama, start the year slow, finish it strong, and we're going to be right there.
Yeah, but at the same time, Notre Dame started a lot slower.
So if Alabama loses to Tennessee this week, are they done?
Probably. And I'm an SEC fanatic. I'm being honest.
So Alabama has to win out the rest of the way to be in the playoff.
I don't.
Or do you think
I
they can
don't.
win every game until the SEC championship and still make it?
If they can make the SEC championship, then I think they'll be okay. But Tennessee, that's a hard game. South Carolina, that's a hard game. Oklahoma, that's a hard game. Auburn, that's a hard game.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can disagree with that. Like, but at the same time, a 3-loss Alabama with their schedule is going to have a little bit more leeway
Then Notre Dame.
than a 3-loss Notre Dame if they lose to Navy, if
I
they lose to
agree.
USC.
I agree. I don't see them losing those games. I don't see them losing another one the rest of the year. I think they've also been playing really good football right now, very similar to Alabama.
They have, but I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if Alabama loses another one, they probably shouldn't be in the playoff.
Yeah, and you don't see Alabama losing another game. I don't see Notre Dame losing another game.
I just said it 2 minutes ago. I could see Alabama losing one of these few games.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it, but you wouldn't bet on it.
Well,
would you bet on Alabama to make
considering I lost all my money, I won't be betting on anything. So yes, Alabama's in the safe.
Please gamble responsibly, people. 1-800-GAMBLER. Take the call. Take the time if you need it. Anyways.
All right. Let's for a second. Let's stop rambling. Let's talk about real quick. Georgia, Auburn, Hugh Freeze, and then I'll get off my my SEC kick.
So Georgia Auburn was one of the games I did pay a lot of attention to yesterday.
Same
I thought
here.
I thought Auburn played really tough. I thought Georgia didn't look great, but they found a way to win the game on the road in Auburn. I think it was very similar to the Alabama-Mizzou game where you could tell that Georgia was just still the better team, didn't have to play perfect to win, and Auburn was going to have to play perfect. And I think Auburn played really, really well for the first half and a little bit into the third quarter. And then Georgia started to take it away, and then that huge fumble call on the goal line. What do you think? Was that ball a fumble?
So what constitutes a touchdown? What does the ball have to do?
It has to touch the plane in possession of the player.
So while I was watching, one of the angles that I saw looks like, Sam Arnold or Jackson Arnold. It looks like his hand's still on the ball. It didn't look like he lost the ball yet. And it looked like the white line on the top of the football was on the white line of the goal line. So
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But at the same time, I guess it's not definitive proof, which is what you need for it to be a touchdown, right? It didn't look like definitive proof that he had control of the ball. Ball's kind of like stuck here on the ball or on the palm, and the ball comes loose after that, like kind of like this coming out. So I could understand from the official standpoint why it's a fumble and why Georgia gets the ball. But also, okay, there's a running back on top of Arnold with his head down, staring, okay, all four on the ball, all four eyes on the ball, right on top of him, staring at it, just letting it fumble right in front of him, right here. He's staring down right here at the ball, trying to push. Put your hands on it. Secure it.
The pile was crazy.
Put your hands on the ball.
I don't know. From what I saw, I agreed with the fumble, and I'm going to tell you why. Because the angle that I liked the best was the pylon cam. And side note, the last 2 minutes of the second quarter, after the 2-minute warning, it was 32 minutes by the time they went into the locker room.
I saw that. I was watching. I was like,
There
holy
was
shit.
three reviews in the last 2 minutes, and this first one took a long while. And obviously, it was worth the argument because from the angle that I saw, it looked like the defensive player had his arm in there as he was coming across.
Yeah.
And the ball was
I could
starting
see
to
that
move
too.
like it hit like boom, and right on the line, right over it. It was like fingertip to knuckle. And since they called it fumble on the field, which I'm surprised that they did, they called it a fumble and then they didn't allow the return.
Yeah.
Like that was weird to me, but I guess the officials couldn't see the ball. And it's like, so the ball was just laying on top of this big group of people wearing jerseys and nobody saw it. And then they blew it dead. Like, is that I don't know. It was a strange play. I thought it was called correctly, but if that's a touchdown, it's 17-0 going into halftime. Auburn.
And that helps them a bunch. Auburn, honestly, I mean, say what you want to about Jackson Arnold and Hugh Freeze. When I'm looking at their schedule, right, the last 3 losses that they've had, 24-17 to Oklahoma, 16-10 against Texas A&M, 20-10 against Georgia.
That's a tough schedule.
That's a tough schedule, and it's not like they're getting blown out.
No, they've been playing decent football. They have been.
They've been playing really good football, right? But we're okay with giving Nebraska 25 at 5-1, barely winning to freaking Maryland. I don't know. I think
Maryland was 4-1 going into that game.
Maryland's a good
They're a
team.
decent Big Ten opponent.
I'm not saying that they're not. I think.
Would you rather? It's just crazy though, because like I agree. Like I think that Auburn is probably the better team than Nebraska. Like they probably are. I think there needs to be something done a little bit more if they want this playoff to be a success. Like if everybody wants to see the best teams in college football play, I think you should have to play a little bit more than just your 9 conference games. Like think about this, if you're a Big Ten team and you're playing like Indiana right now, playing a good football, and now you have cupcakes the rest of the way, wouldn't it be nice to have like a measuring stick opponent like Missouri try to come into Indiana?
Well, wasn't their measuring stick fucking Oregon?
Well, yeah, but if we get to this point later in the year where it's like, oh, Indiana played Oregon 6 weeks ago, they had a couple close games here and there. Like if they don't cover and dominate, people are going to have those conversations because they're not in the SEC.
Yeah, I
mean,
the
SEC team, it's like, oh, you just beat Mississippi State, Texas. Congratulations, you're now 9.
Well,
that's just how
that's
it works.
Exactly what it feels like it is in the first place, right? But like you put Memphis up against Tennessee or USF against Georgia,
Florida, they beat them.
Or yeah,
like
that. There's a reason that Florida's not in the top 25, right? But you put a USF against Miami, even. Like how are they successful in that?
I just want to see a little bit more in the season, not necessarily in the playoff, like in the season.
So let's wait until like week 10 for the monstrosity to stop.
Well,
is that what you're saying?
Wouldn't you like to see like another really solid college football game? Like let's watch like Georgia BYU week 12 or week 9. Let's watch Vanderbilt go play Michigan week 7, week 8. Like I think some of these teams get away with playing these cupcakes early on, and then SEC schedule makes up for it. But you could even out the playing field by making divisions, conferences do SEC playoff, Big Ten playoff, ACC playoff. Take the top 4 teams, start splitting them in half a little bit more, and let these teams go play. You're going to play 3 SEC games in a row. You get a bye, and then you go play 4 more in one of those four is against a Power 4 team
Yeah.
instead of just
I
having
honestly don't hate that idea
because I think
at
you would
all.
get to see a little bit more clarity about who's better. Like, wouldn't it
Yeah.
be fun to see Louisville play Georgia potentially if Louisville was ranked, 21? This would be a great week for Nebraska to go try to beat Alabama. You
Yeah.
just sneak into the top 25, people are asking questions, but if you go beat Alabama, you just proved your case. And then it doesn't look bad for Alabama either because it's a good top 25 team.
Yeah.
I just think there'd be now everybody's off. Everybody's off, so it's just me on here. Might be having some technical difficulties, so just hang on with us. It looks like everybody's off. Okay.
I'm back.
Oh gosh, you scared me. I had no idea what was going on. There's a lot of awkward pauses in here. I didn't know what to tell everybody.
Nope. We're back. We're ready to go. I'm ready to fucking banter. Sorry, I need to stop cussing.
It's okay. I know your mom probably gets a little disappointed hearing you cuss this much, but it's all right with me.
Actually, it's my grandma. She's the only one who listens.
Oh, well, shout out Jaybird's grandma. Thanks for listening to us. We'll try to clean it up a little bit. We're sorry.
Thanks, Graham. It's my rock right there.
So the banter, we were discussing possibly trying to find a way to get more Power 4 matchups in the season. I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a little bit more helpful for the CFP selection committee, but that's really all I have to say about that. I think it'd be interesting.
I think, why is football the only one that doesn't do a tournament? Like, I know we do college football playoff, but basketball does a conference tournament. Baseball does a conference tournament, and other sports probably do a conference tournament to decide who goes to that playoff. Now, with that being said, does that help teams? Like your Nebraskas, they go on a run, right? Nebraska goes on a run, they get to the championship, they lose the championship. Do they deserve to be in that 12-team playoff? Or like Oregon hammers through that playoff. Do any of the other teams in there deserve to be in the playoff? Right? Would we hate to see that?
No.
I don't think I would hate to see that either.
I think people just want to see more meaningful football be played. At least that's how I feel about college football. Because
Right,
there are
and
just times where it doesn't always seem fair with what's going on in college football. And I think if you play it this way, it helps shut the people up a little bit.
Yeah.
I just want to see some more competitive games to just help decide the playoff. Like I do care about Mississippi State possibly upsetting Texas, sure. But wouldn't you rather see Texas and BYU square off right now just to see who's better?
Yeah. Whoa.
Did I just leave?
No.
It's just Jaybird right now.
Sorry.
Looking good. Oh,
There we go.
There we go again. But I don't know. It's just a thought. Like Notre Dame tries to do it. They try to be that team that everybody sees just like here and there. It's like, God damn it, we got to play Notre Dame this week. God damn it, we got to play Notre Dame this week.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about game-wise this week?
Not really. I think we hit on every big game for the most part. Yeah. I mean, I'm good. If you're ready to move on to, we talked about coaches. Did our week 7 recap?
No, we spent like 20 minutes on Hugh Freeze. There's another school that let go of their coach, Oregon State.
Oh yes. Bray got let go. 0-7 start.
much deserved.
Yeah, 0-7 is pretty bad.
Yeah,
Like
I
it's as
don't
bad as
hate
you
that
can
move from Oregon
literally
State.
start.
Hey, you never know. James Franklin, Oregon State, Oklahoma State. There's some potential there. Okay, or do you think James Franklin goes to maybe a OC DC kind of move? I don't think so. I think
I have no idea what he's gonna do. I don't think he needs to do anything. I think he should take a year off. Collect his $50
he
million,
won't.
take a year off, and
No
then try
shot
to
that
get
he
back
does
to
that.
somebody else. Wait another year for better jobs to open up.
Another year. There's the there's Arkansas. That's an SEC job. That would be a hot spot to go for James Franklin. See how well
If
he
Florida
can
opens up,
recruit. Yeah, Texas should open up. I think Sark's a awful coach.
he's been doing okay. He's been getting by.
What is it, 4-2? That's okay, I guess, in the SEC.
Yeah, I guess. I see your point.
What? Okay, then what's Michigan's record right now?
5-2.
Should he be on the hot seat? Should their coach
Sherrod
be on the hot
Moore?
seat?
No, not yet. I don't. I think the Michigan job kind of scares some people.
With what they've been going through the last few weeks or the last year.
Yeah, because I think that's why they've kept everything in house anyway, with the hiring of Sherrod Moore.
Fair enough.
Like they didn't go outside and really seek any other candidates, which you'd think would be a pretty hot spot job. A lot of program history, great recruiting. Like Michigan has a lot to offer.
Yeah.
More than Penn State, in my opinion. But I don't think Sherrod Moore is going to be on the hot seat unless they fully implode. I mean, he was a big reason why they got Bryce Underwood. And if you want to keep Bryce
the reason they got Bryce Underwood is because Dave Portnoy at Barstool threw a ton of money at that kid.
That helps too.
It's just about who you got backing you, I guess.
Yeah. And, probably same situation in Penn State. They obviously had to have some plans to do this to be prepared for a $50 million buyout.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough.
But yeah, that's really all I have to say about that Oregon State job. I don't know who's going to want that. Maybe with the Pac-12 opening up a little bit more with some new teams next year, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think it would be somebody who just got fired recently that would probably be one of their top candidates. I don't think James Franklin would take it, but he might.
Yeah.
Why not just go run training in the Pac-12?
Yeah. I don't see him taking a low tier team like that either. Oregon State or Oklahoma State. I wouldn't hate to see him in the SEC. Finally get over that hump, honestly, with
I think
the
there's
type
a
of
lot of
kids that
people
are
who
in
would
the
like to see
SEC.
him there.
Yeah.
Florida, Kentucky would be a good job for him.
Yeah.
Kentucky would be cool.
Yeah.
You see that program get up, but I don't know. It's all up in the air at this point.
Yeah. Any other games you want to talk about this week, Rev?
No, I know we got some fun games coming up for the next upcoming week. I know that BYU plays Utah.
Also, top 15 team right now. Go Storm and Mormons. Go Cougs.
Utah made it back in. My pick for the Big 12 still has a chance, so I'd like to see that too. So that should be a good game. We didn't talk about Iowa State, Colorado, but
CU's a hard team to play at home.
Yep.
I went to that BYU CU game. The noise is insane at a CU game. The people show up for that, especially a primetime game. If that game's on TV, like, you're in trouble. Those boys perform in good games like that, for sure.
Definitely. And so Iowa State definitely not a Big 12 contender anymore. That's back-to-back
No,
losses in the Big 12. So I
it
think
is.
they're
And
done.
I mean, hard on Iowa State. They've lost 3 starters. Losing 2 starters at the cornerback position is rough, especially with how you started the year.
Yeah.
Started the year up in the top 10s,
Mhm.
top 15. You lose both of them, and it shows. They got tossed on pass plays. Caden Salter absolutely ate up the cornerbacks yesterday in that game. So
Yeah. So, and then another big game, obviously Tennessee, Alabama down in Tuscaloosa, gonna be a great one.
next week.
Yep, that's kind of what I'm getting into now. I mean, we covered week 7 pretty good, I think.
Yeah,
But week 8, there's some big games out there. I saw you're going to LSU Vanderbilt. You're gonna be
I'm
having
gonna
a
be
great
putting.
time down there.
I'm gonna be putting $100 on Vandy.
I love it.
I'm putting my money where my fucking mouth is. Shout out Vandy, anchor down. Shout out Rev. Shout out Diego Pavia. Gonna have some fun out there for the bachelor party
Hell
and
yeah, dude.
live life. But fuck it. I think Vandy could beat LSU just like they should have beat fucking Bama.
Yep. I think that's a very possible upset or not really an upset. They're favored. So I think Vanderbilt is going to win this game.
Yeah.
I honestly have no doubts in my mind because LSU does not look as good as Vanderbilt. They just don't. And I think
Offensively either.
yeah,
Vandy just needs to have a good defensive day.
and they'll have one. They're going to play inspired. They play good at home. You're going to be there cheering them on. You're going to get me a Vanderbilt hat.
I am.
Yeah, you just got to send me the wall, and I got to make sure I'll Venmo you the money. But other game, we have Notre Dame USC next week. That one's also going to be exciting. A game that I also had my eye on was Georgia Tech and Duke.
Yeah, Duke could 100% win that game. 3-0 in the ACC. Down bad. Was it this weekend or last weekend? Down bad this weekend. Came out on top. Great win for Mensa
For sure.
and Duke. Honestly, a few other games that I'm looking at that we got a top 10, an Ole Miss and Georgia.
Yep. I think that'll be a good game. I like right now the line's at 7. Georgia favored. I like Ole Miss to be in this game. I like
Is it in Athens? Ooh,
Yeah, it's in Athens.
I don't hate Georgia at home. Texas Tech and Arizona State, Big 12. Big game there.
Yeah, Tech will beat them.
Alabama, Tennessee, we talked about. USC, Notre Dame, we talked about. Missouri at Auburn. That's a big game. Utah at BYU is a big game. Some important stuff going on this week. Can't wait to watch.
Yeah, it should be a good weekend in college football, I think. I think we should also keep our eye on that Missouri Auburn game. I don't know what kind of playoff implications that one would have, but I think that's going to be a really solid SEC game.
Yeah.
South Carolina, watch out for them on the money line this week. They could go down and take out Oklahoma with a hurt John Mateer. And then another one that I saw too that I liked, UNLV plays Boise State this week. Take the points, take the over.
UNLV undefeated, right?
Almost lost to the Air Force.
Almost, but undefeated, right?
Yes.
The G5.
Yeah, UNLV is still looking pretty strong for that.
They're still walking in there.
But did you see the show that South Florida put on Friday night?
I did not.
63 points on North Texas. Absolutely blew them out of the water. 63-36. South Florida looked extremely good.
Which is insane because North Texas has looked phenomenal. Did their quarterback throw a pick? Because we talked about it last week with.
Yep, he did.
He did. Did Altmaier throw a pick?
Altmaier threw a pick as well.
And then, do you remember who the third one was? The third QB that hadn't thrown a pick this. this
I don't
year.
remember.
I know there were 3 people who hadn't thrown a pick with over 1,000 yards. It was Altmaier, the kid from North Texas.
I think it
I
was just
can't.
2.
No, there was 3. I
Could
can't
have
remember
sworn
who
he
it
just said
was.
2 last week, but either way, pretty good call on you.
Wow.
Finding those stats for the boys,
Yeah.
keeping us going. But yeah, Group of 5 is still pretty open. I think Memphis is another team you gotta have to look out for now too. They're starting to prove their case and look really
Yeah,
good.
I think they're 21, 22 in the top 25 now.
Yep,
Could win the American.
absolutely. And if you win the American, I think you have the best shot at making the Group of 5.
Yeah.
I think everybody else has
Disagree.
to go undefeated, where I think as a one loss American team could sneak their way into the playoff.
Yeah. But really excited for this next week of football. Can't wait. We've got a great episode coming up on Tuesday, hopefully. Giving you guys a little perspective of, some recruiting, some other obstacles that you might have in college from not just a sport such as football, basketball, or baseball. Hoping to get somebody on from the Vermont hockey team and
Yes.
see what that looks like from the sports and the recruiting aspect is. So we've got a lot of good stuff coming our way.
Yeah.
We appreciate you. We love you. Keep commenting, like, follow, subscribe. Anything else we want to leave the people with today, Rev?
Just a shout out to the Northern Colorado Golden Bears upsetting the number 11 Idaho Vandals last night. Fun game. UNC really turning it around.
There
it's
we
really
go.
awesome to see.
Also love it because some of the kids that we've coached in high school sports down there. Shout out Matthias Price. Shout out Lincoln Fa'apuli.
Shout out Miles McClarity.
Shout out Miles McClarity, and shout out Keenan.
Yes, it's a good group of boys that we've known for a while. And it's fun to see them having success and helping turn around a UNC program that had some question marks over the last few years, but it's good to see what they're doing up there in Golden, Colorado.
Yep, I still blame the McCaffreys for that.
We can always blame the McCaffreys for something. But other than that, I don't have much to say. Just remember to like, follow, subscribe, and Chumps are out. James Franklin.
Also out.
Yes.
All right. See you guys later.